Hi, I'm Allison Pigeon. I'm a business consultant with Practice of the Practice. I'm a group practice owner, and I own a virtual assistant company called Move Forward Virtual Assistants. This is the last video in our series where we're talking all about virtual assistants, and today we're going to talk about managing your VA. So once you have them hired and trained up, how do you sort of manage them on an ongoing basis? So the first tip I have for you is define what it means to be done and how this gets communicated. So for example, if you want your VA to schedule a new client, what is sort of the end of the process to get them scheduled, and to sort of show you like, hey, I scheduled this client. Maybe you CC them on the, we send out a welcome email when a client gets scheduled, and so maybe they CC you on that welcome email to show like, hey, I did all the steps and I scheduled this person and now it's done. So make sure you're clear about that, because they want to do a good job for you. And so if you are clear about what it means to be done, that's going to help them feel good that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. The second point I wanted to make is really be intentional about communication. You want to set up at least a weekly meeting with your assistant, because we find that you have to even sort of over communicate when you're working virtually versus when you have somebody in the office. These little conversations tend to happen around the water cooler or when you're walking down the hall or whatever. And so because you're not working in the same office, you just have to be more intentional about making sure those lines of communication are open, and just they're able to ask you questions and get feedback and all those kinds of things. The third tip for managing your VA is to really celebrate the wins, praise them often, make sure you are letting them know that they did a good job. They really do want to make you happy, and they want to know if they're doing a good job. And obviously the more you let them know, the more you're going to get good, productive work from them. So we have all been in those situations where when we get praise and we know we did a good job, we want to keep doing that, right? So the same thing with your virtual assistant. And the last point I wanted to make is, if there's issues happening with your virtual assistant, if maybe they're not doing things exactly right, make sure you're addressing those issues early on. You don't want to wait until like a month has gone by, 2 months has gone by. Now these little problems have become big problems. We find that course correction is easiest when you do it fairly immediately. And so definitely take that opportunity, like I said, when you're having those weekly meetings, to say also sort of points of constructive feedback, like, oh, how you handled this, like I would have done it a little bit differently, or you don't seem to be converting those self-pay clients very well. Maybe we need to talk about how to do that in a different way so that we get the conversion rate up, those types of things. So definitely don't be afraid to give that constructive feedback, because again, your VA wants to know they're doing a good job, and they want to know how they can improve. So those are some tips around how to manage your virtual assistant. And if you are interested in hiring a virtual assistant, be sure to check out our company. It's moveforwardvirtualassistants.com. We do really well with working with small to medium-sized group practices that take insurance. That's kind of our sweet spot. So if that's something that interests you, be sure to check out our website, and you can schedule a call to see if we're a good fit for you.